It was the first day of summer. Nandini, the crane, stood in the river looking for fish. Her feet were getting cold and she was hungry. But no fish seemed to be coming her way. Suddenly, Nandini heard a noise. She looked up. It was Hira, the fox, a cunning fellow.
What brings you here, Hira?
Nandini asked. With a smile, Hira replied,
I have come to invite you home for dinner tonight.
Nandini looked at him suspiciously. Hira was always playing silly tricks. Was this one of his pranks?
Come on, Nandini.
Hira said.
Aren't you hungry? Why don't you come to my burrow for dinner? I have made a really nice stew for us.
All right, I will come.
Said Nandini.
I have not caught any fish anyway.
That night, Nandini went to Hira's burrow. She was excited. She wondered what stew Hira had made. It smelled delicious. Her stomach was already growling with hunger.
Come in,
said Hira when he saw her.
Please have my special stew.
But when Nandini eagerly leaned over, she saw that Hira had placed 2 flat, round bowls on the floor and filled them with stew. With her long beak, Nandini could not drink from such a bowl. Some vessels are shallow, round and low and flat. Plates and pans and saucers and other things like that.
Some vessels are shallow, round and low and flat. Some vessels are shallow, round and low and flat. Plates and pans and saucers and other things like that. Some vessels are shallow, round and low and flat. Plates and pans and saucers and other things like that.
Hira, meanwhile, lapped up the stew with his snout. He licked his lips and laughed.
What's the matter, Nandini? Why don't you try the stew?
He teased cruelly. Nandini realized that this was just another one of his tricks. She was furious.
I'll teach him a lesson,
Nandini thought. But she did not show her anger. Instead, she said,
Hira, the stew is delicious. I would like to return your kind favor. Why don't you come to my house for dinner tomorrow night? I will make fish soup for you.
Surprised that Nandini was not angry, Hira agreed. The next day, Hira was very excited about dinner. Everyone knew that Nandini caught only the very best fish. The soup was sure to be delicious. He came to the cave by the river. This was where Nandini lived. He had eaten nothing all day and was terribly hungry. He stepped into the cave.
Ah, there you are, Hira.
Nandini said when she saw him.
Come, you must be hungry. Why don't you try my soup? I caught 3 fresh fish just for you today.
And what did Hira see inside the cave? Nandini had poured the soup into tall jars with long necks. The soup was right at the bottom. Hira simply could not reach it. Nandini, of course, inserted her long beak into her jar and happily drank up her soup. Some things are deep, long and high and tall. Jugs and jars and vases, oceans, seas and all.
Some things are deep, long and high and tall. Some things are deep, long and high and tall. Jugs and jars and vases, oceans, seas and all. Some things are deep, long and high and tall. Jugs and jars and vases, oceans, seas and all.
What's the matter, Hira?
Nandini teased.
Don't you like my soup?
Hira just smiled sheepishly.
Some vessels are shallow, round and low and flat. Some vessels are shallow, round and low and flat. Plates and pans and saucers and other things like that. Some vessels are shallow, round and low and flat. Plates and pans and saucers and other things like that.
Some things are deep, long and high and tall. Some things are deep, long and high and tall. Jugs and jars and vases, oceans, seas and all. Some things are deep, long and high and tall. Jugs and jars and vases, oceans, seas and all.